Happy Flex Friday, everybody. We have a fantastic 45-minute strength, chest, back, and abs and an intermediate level for you here today. We're going to need a resistance band here today as well as a medium pair of dumbbells. Have it all that equipment pitched off the side for the being and possibly a yoga workout mat for you as well for some of the ground floor work. If it's a little bit more comfy for you on the ground, you go ahead and do you. Let's get right on after it. We start out with those arm swings, palms facing down, Corinne. Morning. There you go. Open up through that chest. Addie, great to have you in class as well. Patty, getting it done. Love it, love it, love it. Pull those thumbs back behind you as far as possible. Get all the other shout outs done here shortly. There you go, everybody. Back and forth you go. Throw those elbows up nice and high over the top side of your shoulder. Stretch out through those lats, those triceps as much as you can. Back and forth you go for 2 and 1. No, Corinne, it's not going to be an expert. It is going to be an intermediate for sure. It's going to be a fantastic, sweaty, pumped up Flex Friday intermediate. Let's do it. Make sure you're using the right weights though, right, Corinne? Medium, not heavy. Let's go. And medium resistance band at most. So now what you're going to do, take that right fist nice and tight. Prop the elbows up between those knees. Squat down and back. Left hand goes top side. Reach on up as far as you can. A couple reps. There you go. Stand tall quickly. Switch it up. Left fist nice and tight. You go. Down and in. Reaching on up as far as possible. Yeah. Couple reps. Excellent, excellent work. Then we're going to come down on the ground. You're going to have those hands on the ground. Knees on the ground. Toes pointing away from your body. Spread those fingers wide. Push hard through those palms. Go ahead and round your back as much as you can. Tailbone tucked down and in towards the ground. Abs nice and tight. And then let's go ahead and arch your back right there. Back and forth. Driving on through those palms, rounding, and then slowly arching. And then you're going to take your right hand up to the right temple. Punch that right elbow up high to the sky. Rotate up. Let's hit 3 reps on this one. Back on up you go. Opening up through the upper mid-back region as much as you can right there, Karen. Great, great work. And now you're going to go right hand down, left hand up to the temple, elbow punches up on that left side for 3 reps. There you go. Back and forth for 2 and 1. Let's go ahead and flip over on our backside now. Little abdominal activation, dead bug static hold. Compress the ribs down towards the hips and push that belly button down towards the tailbone. Reach up as high as you can with those fingertips right there, right? Feel that core engage. Stabilize through those stomach muscles as much as possible for 2 and 1. Go ahead and relax. Bring your knees together as close as you can. Heels down the ground, hands on the ground outside those hips. And just gently drop those knees side to side right there with your shoulders still flush with the ground. Back and forth you go. Loosen up through the hips, lumbar spine region. Couple reps each side. Back and in for 2 and 1. All right. Nice and loosey-goosey now, right? Time to work it. Grab your resistance band. We're going to start out with it doubled on up like so. So you're going to take the band, cut it right on in half like that. Double up that tension, double up that fun. Pull apart, palms facing on down towards the ground. So you're going to take the wrist flex down and in, straight elbows, tight butt. Pull the band apart. Hold for a second. Come back on in slowly. There you go. You relax the band. Index fingers will touch. Hold for a split second or 2. Wrist flex down and in. Come back on in slowly. Here you go. So eyes are forward. Slow, controlled contraction. Oh, yeah. Excellent, excellent work. Pump up through that upper mid-back position. Igniting up through those triceps. Keeping the elbow straight and the wrist flex down and in. You are going to have to squeeze those abs, squeeze those glutes, and push through those heels at the same time. You're not being relaxed right here like this, slope shoulders, right? Pull a strong, you see the wrist flex down and in. Come back on in slowly. Let's go. Excellent, excellent job. One more big rep right there. Come back on in slowly. Excellent work. So now you're going to go palms on up. I know it says down, but go with me right here. So now you're going to go wrist flex up and in. The pinky finger is going to touch right here. You're going to come back on through. Pull apart strong. Come back on in slowly. Notice this one's going to be a little bit different pump. It's going to be more in your chest, right? There you go. So the elbows are straight in the deltoids. Squeezing through upper mid-back position. Coming back on in slowly. There you go. But you got to tilt the knuckles up towards the ceiling this time. There we go. Got to keep those elbows straight. Hold, and then fight that tension as you come back on in, right? There you go. Maximizing those gains. Maximizing that pump. Those rear deltoids getting some action there. Getting that little burn. Love it. Final 10 seconds to go. Chest upright the whole way through. Rocking. Rolling to your Flex Friday pump you deserve for 2 and 1. T-pull time we go. So now what you're going to do. Take an overhand grip so the thumbs are up behind. Knuckles pointed down towards the ground. Then you're going to take the elbows right up over the top side of your shoulders in alignment with the shoulders, right? Wrist stacked over those elbows. Now punch those palms away from your body so you look like a T, right? Come back on in. Guess what? Slowly. There you go. Back and forth you go. So T-pulls, wrist flexed over those elbows at the top side of the movement, and then punch strong. Hold at full extension, and then come back on in slowly. Excellent, excellent work. Lighting up through that upper mid-back position as much as you can. Lighting it right on up. Oh, yeah. Come back on in. Push strong. Come back on in. Core control. Squeezing through those abs the whole way through. Oh, yeah. Doing a little 360 here. There we go, everybody. Back and forth for 2 and 1. Shake it on out. Single arm pulls with that right arm pulling down. Left arm is punching on up, straight up over your shoulder. Both palms facing away. Feet just about hip width apart. Now that right arm pulls down while the left arm stays stationary. Hold, right? Back and forth. So you're pressing up with that left fist as hard as you can. Coming back up just over your shoulder with that right arm and then pulling down slow and controlled. So you're getting up underneath the undercarriage of the arm, working through those lats, stabilizing through those obliques as much as you can. What we are not doing is we're not pulling down strong and then collapsing down, right? You got to stay steady with that stationary arm, and we're not coming up all the way with the band relaxed. Just enough to have a little bit of mild tension into that band, and you're pulling straight down towards your hip line, right? Back and forth. Punch that left fist up strong. Pull down strong to that hip pocket. Right there for 3, 2, and 1. Shake it on out. Press that left fist up nice and tight now. Right arm pressing up towards the sky, and that left fist nice and tight, pulling down towards your left hip. There you go. Think elongation, pulling the shoulders back as much as you can, opening up through that upper mid-back position, but still keeping your glutes in tight and not relaxing your abs. You are tightening up your abs, almost as if someone's going to come by and do a little speed bag action on those ribs, right? You want to think tight abs the whole way through. Strong drive down and in. There you go. Press that right fist up as high as possible and pull down strong and controlled towards that hip pocket. But press up and pull at that opposite side. Excellent, excellent job. Getting this first series done here today in style. Open on up through the arms, the shoulders, that backside for 2 and 1. Rest it on up. All right. Feeling good, right? Shake it on out. Absolutely fantastic, fantastic job so far, everybody. So, little introduction to that band series. You saw the band was double on up. Don't worry, you got another section with the band. We'll open on up and torch that body even more so with the band open on up. But it'll be fun, right? We'll have a ton of fun doing it as well. But right now, we're going to come down on the ground and get on after a little floor work. So as I said earlier, workout mat, yoga mat, not yet. We're doing an alternating bend over row. There you go. So you have both dumbbells in your hands. So excited to get down on the floor and rest a little bit, right? So you're going to go alternating bend over row, palms facing on in towards one another, feet just outside those hips. Eyes are going to be down towards the ground. Push your hips back and down. Row up that right arm to that right hip. Slow controlled back on into center. Left arm up to that left hip. Slow controlled back down into center line you go. Neutral position the whole way through, but notice I'm driving my elbow well out past my rib on that backside. I'm pulling back at that angle towards my hip pocket, not towards my shoulder or my ribs. I'm not going like this. I'm going back to recruit through those lats as much as I can and target that backside position. Slight bent over position, hips being pushed back and down, so I have that neutral line in my spine the the whole way through. Lighting on up, holding, contracting, slow and controlled. Oh, yeah. Shoulder shrug time. We go. Start out with the dumbbells rested against your quads. Pull the shoulder blades back. Push the chest out before you start. Now go up, out, and back with your upper back. Back and forth you go with the traps. Top side, rolling those shoulders up towards the earlobes, and then pulling back. You are loaded in the front position. You're not here behind going, oh, I'm going like this, right? No, you're here. So your dumbbells are out in front, but you're pulling up, out, and back, squeezing those glutes in nice and tight the whole way through. Excellent, excellent job. Neutral grip position the whole time on those dumbbells. So the palms facing in towards one another the whole way through. Excellent, excellent job today. For 3, 2, and 1. Single arm reverse fly time we go. One dumbbell can go down on the ground. The other dumbbell is going to start out in that right hand, just like so. Left fist punching on out. Start out with the palm facing in towards your sternum. Slowly pull it out wide. Bring it back under center. Slowly pull it out wide. Bring it back on into center line you go. This is going to be a big core movement as well. Think about punching your elbow out wide, under control, and then pulling back on in under center. Eyes remain down towards the ground. Left fist punching out in alignment with your shoulder. Sternum punching straight down towards the ground as well. Back and forth you go for 3, for 2, and 1. Stand tall quickly. Switch that DB over to that left hand now. Right fist is punching on out. Right under center line you go. Elbows out wide. There you go. Back and forth. Excellent, excellent job. Eyes remain down underneath your sternum. Knuckles are pointed out towards that right side. Palm is facing in towards your sternum. Pulling that left elbow up high and wide. Keeping your shoulders square, hips square towards the ground the whole way through. Flex through that left side shoulder. Keep those abs tight on that right side. Oh, yeah. Back and forth. Counterbalancing tension. Utmost importance right here for 2 and 1. Oh, yeah. Feeling good. Overhead pull from the ground now. Now we finally get to go rest on the ground, right? So now you're going to have that overhead pull action. Vertical position with that dumbbell. Well up behind our head, near straight elbow. Just go ahead and pull up over the top side. Flare up in those lats. Open on up through those armpits. Lengthen through that spine as much as you can. Oh, yeah. Head is rested on the ground. Sweaty smiles on those faces for certain. Back and forth. Opening on up through your lats. Oh, yeah. Come on. Reach straight on up. Dumbbell comes right over the top side of your eye line. Lengthening and strengthening the whole way through. A little longer burner set on this one. So we settled up 45 seconds on those reverse single arm reverse flies. Give you a little extra longer set on this one. Back and forth the whole time. There you go. A lot of volume. Think about opening a big strength stretch movement through your lats right here as much as possible. Back and forth. Head is still resting on the ground. Eyes are up towards the ceiling. Keeping those abs in nice and tight as well. Ribs driving in towards your hips. Lighting on up for 2. A slow control down and 1. Fantastic work. Keep the dumbbell on the ground, but you can come over into a high plank position. We are going to go standard high plank push-up for a hand release push-up, or you can go on your knees for a hand release modifier push-up. So here's what you're going to do. Bring your chest all the way down to the ground. Turn the elbows in nice and close towards the ribs. Abs tight. Squeeze through the shoulder blades. Release the hands off the ground as you squeeze the shoulder blades, and then push plank board style position. Ear through the shoulder, hip, knee, and ankle. All the way down, all the way back on up. Squeeze, pull the hands off the ground, and push hard through those palms. Knee modifier, toes point away from your body. All else remains equal. Slow control down, hand release, push yourself right back on up. But make sure The elbows are relatively close towards the ribs. They don't need to necessarily touch the ribs, but you don't want them flared out wide. You want to just turn them on in ever so slightly. Protect that shoulder. Get the triceps nice and strong. Rest it on up. Don't mind if I do after that one. Okay, so fantastic work so far, right? You got some upper body work targeted through that first section in that band. You started doing that posterior chain work from a standing position here with the dumbbells. Even got into some single arm unilateral work, targeting through one side versus the other, having to compensate for that load, right? That way we get the abs a little strong and that counterbalance in tension. Single arm row with a pause at the knees. Oh, yeah. So back on up we go. Dumbbell into that right hand now. You're going to go down towards the ground, just like so. Left fist punching on out. Row on up. Pause. Oh, yeah. There we go. Row it back on into center. Row it back. Pause. And then right back on into center. Feet close together right here. Eyes remain down towards the ground. Left fist punching on out. Rowing down out in front of your shoulder. Pendulum style swing back to that right hip pocket. Back and forth you go. Eyes remain down towards the ground. Feet close together. Counterbalance in tension. We go. Love it, love it, love it. Rowing strong. Holding. Down slow. Rowing strong. Down nice and slow. We go. Switch it on up. Left hand has that DB. Right fist punching on out. Feet stuck close together. We go. Just out in front. Pulling back. Oh, that's the good stuff. Back and forth. Eyes remain down towards the ground. Sliding on up through that posterior chain. Little pendulum style swing out in front. And then back on in to that hip pocket region. Excellent, excellent job. Right fist punching on out. Working it all the way through. Stabilizing your core the whole time. Right fist punching on out. Lighting it on up here today. Excellent, excellent work, everybody. 15 seconds to go with our left arm row series right here, right now. Press that right fist on out a little bit harder, a little bit longer. 3, dig deep. 2, last rep, best rep, and 1. Fantastic, fantastic work. Now we're going to come down on the ground. Swimmer time. Elongation through the arms and legs all the way out in front and behind you. So the fingers reaching all the way out in front. Left arm, right leg reaches up off the ground. Hold. 1001, 1002. Switch it on up. Right arm, left leg. Hold. 1001, 1002. Spread those fingers wide. Squeeze through those glutes, those rear delts, the lats lengthening as much as possible. Toes pointed away from your body. Excellent. Excellent job here today. Back and forth all the way through. Elbows locked, knees locked. Oh, yeah. Elongation. Spreading those fingers wide, reaching out in front of you for 3, 2, and 1. Chest press, pronated grip. We go. Flipping over on our backside with both dumbbells into our hands. Pronated grip means the palms are going to be facing out towards your knees. There you go. Elbows start tucked in nice and tight towards the base of the ribs. Press the dumbbells up over your sternum. Connect the inside heads. Pull them back down by squeezing through your upper mid-back position. Right down and in the whole way through. Getting it done here today, Lance. Love it, love it, love it. Press up strong, Lance, and pull back down even stronger. Your head is rest on the ground. Inside heads touch. Pull down. Drive. Right back on up. Pull down. Drive. Right back on up. You go. Down and in. Pressing those knuckles up high to the sky. Pressing up through that full range of motion for 2 and 1. Rack pull time. We go. Starting out with a nice strong grip on those handles. Palms facing on in towards one another. Drive those DBs back behind your shoulders. Elbows finish up over the wrists. Pull back to center. Wrists over the elbows. Back and forth you go. Strong grip of utmost importance here as you take the dumbbells back and forth. You're opening up the triceps, the lats as much as possible. Slow control back, strong pull back on into center. Elbows close towards the ribs in alignment with the shoulders the whole way through. Back and forth, driving on up. Some gains here today on your Flex Friday. Your strength, chest, back, and abs on the Chris Ryan Fitness app, my friends. Back and forth all the way through. Excellent, excellent job for 3, 2, and 1. DB pull through time we go. One dumbbell's off to the side. The other dumbbell is going to start outside our right shoulder. You're going to go into a high plank position or a knee plank position for a modifier. Underhand grip with that left hand, set it outside that left shoulder. Underhand grip, right hand, set it outside that right shoulder. You got to push force to the ground by squeezing your abs as tight as you can, keeping your hip flexors engaged. Shoulders remain square, hips remain square towards the ground the whole way through. Underhand grip, pull, and drive it to the outside of your shoulder, right? You're driving those ribs to the hips, stabilizing through the core, through those lower abs by turning your tailbone down and in towards the ground, squeezing your butt tight, taking your chin to your chest, stabilizing the upper mid-ab position through those obliques by driving those ribs down and in towards your hips. 3, 2, 1, rest it on up. Absolutely fantastic work today. Love it, love it, love it. So, torching it here today, right? Torso, feeling good. Shoulders pulled on back, feeling absolutely fantastic. That is right. Those abs are activated, ready for some gains, about halfway point of our 45-minute burner workout here today. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Don't you worry, you got it covered, right? You're doing absolutely fantastic. So proud of each and every one of you. Let's go back to our band friend. It's getting a little lonely over there. So now you're going to open up that band, step on into it, and now you're going to open it on up, thumbs facing down and in. You're going to go rotations forward, straight elbow position, up and over the top side of your shoulder, slow controlled underneath that hip line. Up and over top side, slow and controlled. Straight elbow position, back and forth you go. Think about doing this movement pattern with that rotation as if you were doing a fly stroke in swimming. Not that I can actually do a fly stroke in swimming, but it'd be pretty cool, right? That's one of the cooler cooler strokes in swimming. But I'm a heck of a doggy paddler. There we go. Back and forth you go. Reaching and up over your top side. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Chris Ryan was made for land, not the sea. Down and in the whole way through for 2 and 1. Fantastic job right there. Same thing, but in reverse pattern we go. So now just hit rewind right here. So you're going to go up over top side. Now we're back to our swimming analogy. We're going into that backstroke in swimming, right? Forward, top side, pull underneath as much as you can. Back and forth. Open up through your lats. Lengthen through your shoulders. Open up that upper mid-back position as much as possible. Excellent, excellent job, everybody. Back and forth the whole way through. Oh, yeah. Back on in. Oh, amazing, amazing work. Down and right back on up. Okay, right. So your husband, Ken, he's made for land too, huh? That's great work. For 3, for 2, and 1. Awesome, awesome work. Low to high rotations now. We're going to go starting out with the band underneath that right foot like so. Take both hands on the ends so the thumbs wrapped on top, knuckles pointed away from your body, feet nice and wide. Eyes straight forward. Go ahead and take that band up to that left shoulder. Slow, controlled retraction back on down. Working through those obliques and your delts at the same time. So you're pressing through, up and away. Eyes are forward the whole time. Slow, controlled, back on in. Excellent, excellent job. Back and forth you go. Oh, yeah. Squeezing up and down and in. Squeezing on up and then down and in. Oh, amazing, amazing work. So funny analogy about being made for land versus sea, or funny story rather. When I was running track at the University of Florida during our beginning fall season there, when we were getting in shape after a summer off, take that left foot underneath, knuckles pointed away from your body, go up over to that right side. So all the sports teams would practice together in a lot of different areas. So the basketball teams, men's and women's basketball team were out. The swim team would be there. Tons of great sports facilities down there at the University of Florida. And so the track team is out there, and obviously track team on their home court advantage, right? We look good out there on the track doing what we need to do. But the swim team came out for some dry land training, as I like to say. And there's nothing more funny than seeing a bunch of elite swimmers. And I'm talking like a lot of these were Olympians too, doing some track and field work where they're doing sprints and jumps and everything else. They were made for sea for certain. And then to see track people go into the pool, that was a whole other world too. That's right. So at the elite level, there's definitely a little nuance to the sport that you end up being elite at. Absolutely amazing, amazing work. Standing fly time, you go. But Joey, swimming, one of those sports that just never agreed with me. Standing fly time, everybody. So now you're going to have those knuckles turned, palms facing away, elbows just punching right out in front of those ribs. Go on up, and take the pinky fingers right on through. Slow control contraction on down, right? Straight elbow position, slow and control. But several years back, I started training for some sprint triathlons, not the full Ironman style triathlons, but ones that included about a half-mile swimmer, give or take. And I was actually pretty proud of myself. I got out there and I started swimming. Took a ton of effort, but when I got on the bike and the run, crushed those, that was always fun. But the swimming, I just let everyone get in front of me, and I was like the last person coming out of the water in the lake and the ocean when I would do them. That was a lot of fun. Down, slow, and controlled, but I never got kicked in the face. Everyone's so eager to get in the water. There you go for 2 and 1. Low plank to hip dip time. We go. So toss that band off to the side. Now we're going to take those forearms down on the ground, and you're going to start out low position. If you need a modifier, just simply hold that low plank. But if you can go in the standard, we're going to add that little hip dip rotation, just a few degrees side to side, twisting the hips down and in, but keeping your sternum parallel to the ground. Your eyes remain squared to the ground the whole time, and dipping the hips over that left side. Back on in, right side. Oh, yeah. Twisting those hips back and forth the whole way through, pushing hard through those forearms the whole time. Eyes remain down towards the ground the whole way. There you go. Rotating, pressing, squeezing, activating your core. Just a little bit of that hip rotation, right? For 3, for 2, and 1. Fantastic work. Flip over on your backside. Oh, Karen just said her husband did it with a try with a canoe. That sounds fun right there. That sounds more my style. There you go. And it was so funny. One time I was like, well, what happens when you get tired out there? You know, so I was used to running. You to get tired, you might just slow down. That's right. So knees coming on in towards those elbows, back and forth. You go. When you're out there, and when I was living in Florida, I was doing ocean tries. There you go. And I had my scuba diver license. But when you're out in the ocean, you got undertow to worry about. You got jellyfish. Oh, yeah, maybe a shark or two. Most of the time, they won't bother you. But think about it for a second. You're like, oh, if I get tired, what happens? There you go. And then you have to learn how to swim in the ocean a little bit differently than you would in a pool or a lake, right? Back and forth. Got to go with the tides as it comes on in, not fight the current for 2 and 1. All righty, everybody, rest it on up. Fantastic, fantastic work so far. So 2/3 of the way done with our chest, back, and abs. Absolutely fantastic job, right? So you got those abs activated, the chest, a little bit of action so far. A lot of posterior chain work, right, to help pull the shoulders back, open up through that upper back position. I always like to say, if you want to have a stronger looking chest, get the backside a little bit stronger, because if your chest is strong, it just falls forward. But if your chest is strong with a strong backside position, then you're standing proud and tall, right? That's what we're looking for here. Barrel presses. But now it's time to chisel that chest. Oh, yeah. So elbows south of the shoulder, heads resting on the ground. Drive those knuckles on in together. palms facing in towards your sternum. Squeeze through that upper and mid-back position as you pull back down. Oh, yeah. Barrel presses, deltoids, pecs, biceps on the way up, squeezing as hard as you can. Knuckles pressing in towards one another. And as you pull back, go ahead and squeeze through that upper mid-back position. You remember those arm flies we did there in the beginning of the workout series? Think about doing that exact same movement as you pull the elbows back down, right? Back and forth. You go. Lighting on up. Driving on through. Lighting on up. Driving right back on through for 2 and 1. Hold. Leg extension time. So now you're going to drive the dumbbells on up. Knuckles on up. Straight up over the top side of your sternum. You're going to have your head rested on the ground. And now you're just going to go on up, right leg on up, toes flex back towards your face, switch it on up, bend that knee, left leg on up. Oh, yeah. Back and forth, single leg style, alternating all the way through. Straighten out that knee as much as you can. Drive those dumbbells on up, slow, controlled on the way back down. Right leg up, strong. Slow, controlled back down. Left leg up, strong. Toes dorsiflexed on in. Back and forth you go. Finish up the pairing on either side right here. Drive those DBs up and back and forth for 2 and 1. Low knee plank with an elbow raise time. We go. Dumbbells pitched off to the side. Now you're going to go over to a low knee plank. So back down on the ground. Knees well behind those hips, forearms on the ground in a low plank position where you're making a triangle position with those forearms, abs tight. Now raise up that right arm without moving any other part of your body. Flex that bicep nice and tight, keep the elbow bent, look towards the ground, and then bring it back under center. Now raise up that left arm, strong and steady the whole way through. Elbow still stays bent, about a 2-3 second hold at that top side. Flexing through the upper back on that shoulder, but it's trying to stabilize yourself as much as possible in your core from rotating through. So you're not raising up that right arm and then rotating out to the right side, right? You got to make sure your chin is tucked into your chest, your shoulders and hips remain square towards the ground the whole way through. For 2 and 1. Butterfly, sit-up time. We go. Oh, yeah. Pull those heels on in towards your groin now. Soles of those feet right together. Hands go behind your head. Chin tucked in towards your chest. Fire on up. Touch those toes. Excellent, excellent work. Back and forth the whole way through. Oh, yeah. Corey said jellyfish are the worst. She was stung when she was swimming in the Philippines. That is not fun. That is definitely not fun. I was stung down in Florida several times. This is a man of war. They were not fun. And I remember rubbing sand on it, if I recall, helped out, right? And I even think there's an old wise tale about peeing on it. I guess, is that way? I don't know. Maybe I did that. I remember I was younger. I'm sure I probably did something like that, probably peed on it and then rub sand on it. Back and forth all the way through. Abs nice and tight for 3, for 2, and 1. Slow mountain climber time. We go. So now you're going to go on in. Palms down on the ground. Turn the crook of your elbow away from your body right here. Settle up those lats back and down. And then high plank. And then slow mountain climber on in. Right knee towards your sternum. Left knee in towards your sternum. Nice, slow, controlled pace. This is not a cardio class. I want you to think maximal muscle contraction. Your eyes remain down towards the ground. Knees driving on in towards your belly button, towards your sternum. Slow, controlled, dorsiflex the toe on in towards your shin and knee the whole way through. Pressing through those palms as much as you can, driving straight down through the ground, as much force generation to light up through the shoulders, that chest, the whole way through. 10 more seconds right here, everybody. Push, push, push that floor as hard as you can. 3, 2, and 1. Prone W's. So now prone means you're going to be face down on the ground, toes pointing away from your body. Starting out, thumbs pointing up towards the ceiling, knuckles nice and tight. Pull the elbows back towards your ribs. So now what I want you to do right here, pull your face off the ground and generate force through your upper mid-back, low back position to elevate up as high as possible. So you're trying to squeeze everything together on your backside, hold that position for 2 and 1. Slowly come back down and contract or relax. And now contract again. Pull everything up as far as you can off the ground to minimize the surface area touching the ground on your chest, your torso, and elevate your arms up as high as possible. You're just holding that W position. There is no extension right here. I just want you to think squeezing up, working through those shoulder blades. Oh, yeah. Down and in. Thumbs pointed on up. Hold. 2 and 1. Prone tees. Let's do it. So now you're going to go out elongation. So now you have those hands all the way out to your sides. I'm going to try to get to the right angle for you. So here I am. So I'm going to be out into the sides. So now you're going to have your head rested on the ground, forehead on the ground, arms elongated out to the sides. Squeeze through upper mid-back position, spreading those fingers nice and wide. Eyes remain down towards the ground. You can rest your forehead on the ground or just gently pull your face off the ground and just raise up through your upper rear delts, mid-back position, spreading those fingers as wide as possible, keeping your glutes nice and tight the whole way through. Work through your shoulder blades as much as you can. Last 10 seconds, everybody. Back and forth the whole way through. 3, 2, and 1. Rest it on up. Absolutely fantastic, fantastic work. All righty, getting it done here today. Okay, so now we're going to finish on up with a little dumbbell fun. Oh, yeah, that's right. There we go. Inhale through your nose, exhale out through your mouth. Time to get it done, my friends. Last section, probably our most fun, best section, right? So now what we're going to do, single DB coming our way. Oh, yeah, dumbbell forward tap we go. So now we're going to take it on through. DB is into our left hand to start on out, right hand high plank. All you're going to do right here, start out with a dumbbell right below your sternum. Take the dumbbell, tap it out in front of your body, in front of your shoulder, bring it back to your sternum. Take your left hand off the dumbbell, left hand goes to the ground, right hand grabs the dumbbell, tap it out, pull it back on in, switch it up. Right hand to the ground, left hand back to the DB, press it out, pull it back on in. Shoulders, hips square towards the ground the whole way through. Start out with a bent elbow, pull it up, extend the arm straight, pull it back on in, bend the elbow, but keep the abs tight the whole way through. And I do not drop the dumbbell on your plant hand. That's right, not on your thumb. Take it out in the center and bring it back on in. You do not get hurt doing this one, my friends. Just hurt those abs in the best way possible. Squeeze a little harder, a little longer. 2 and 1. Single arm dumbbell press with our right arm. Starting on out. DB goes into that right arm, right hand, left arm out to the side. Starting out neutral position. Press it up over your sternum. Pronated at the top. Pull back down. Drive up strong, pull back down, drive up strong, pull back down, you go. Corkscrew twist up at the top side. Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff, my friends. Down and in the whole way through. Smiles on those faces, pressing the knuckles up as far as you can, reaching and stretching all the way through. Lighting on up through the pecs, through the shoulder. Oh, yeah, keeping those abs engaged to stabilize that unilateral offset position here for 3, 2, and 1. Switch it on up. DB goes into that left arm. Press it up, back on in to center. You go. Once again, corkscrew twist up at the top side over your sternum. Squeezing back down to the side with that elbow. Excellent, excellent work. Head remains on the ground. Eyes up towards the ceiling the whole way through. Down, right back on up. Down, right back on up. You go. Press those knuckles up, my friends. Drive them strong. Pull down even stronger. Oh, yeah. Come on. Press it. Pull it. down and in. Fire all the way through the finish line here today. Last 10 seconds. Locking out that left arm up top side. Pulling down even stronger. 3, 2, and 1. Low plank scap push-ups. This is a fun one. So now you're going to come over. You can go to a standard low plank position where the knees are straight, or you can have those knees on the ground if you wish for a low knee plank. But either way, I want you to hit some low plank scap push-ups. So start out in the low plank position, horizontal position to the ground. Now just relax your scaps so you bring your chest about an inch or two towards the ground. Now squeeze. That's right. So it's just down and in, working through the scaps in your upper mid-back. Keeping those shoulders strong and healthy. Working those hard-to-reach muscles, the rhomboids, right? All the way through the scapula. Bringing your torso down towards the ground and then pushing through. That's right, pulling those lats back and down, activating as much as you can by forcing force generation through that upper mid-back. Rounding, it's almost like a mini cat-cow style, right? For 2 and 1. Now low plank to pike time. We go. Staying down on those forearms. Pike it on up. Look back towards those toes. Head comes through those shoulders. Hips go up high to the sky. Bring it back to the regular low plank. Press it back on up. Oh, yeah, there we go. Abs always tight the whole way through. Forearms strong through the ground. Driving those hips on up as far as you can, but make sure you don't sag those hips as you come back down towards the ground. You want to think glutes tight the whole way through, pushing through those forearms as much as possible. Less than 15 seconds to go right here. Drive the hips up. Head comes through those shoulders as much as you can. Hips up north towards the sky as far as possible. For 3, for 2, and 1. Press with negative leg raise. DBs back into our hands. Now, here's the kicker of this one. You're going to have your head rest on the ground. Start out with the dumbbells up and your legs up. You're slowly going to lower both the dumbbells and your feet down at the same time till the elbows touch the ground, heels touch the ground, then press back on up, both the legs and the dumbbells. Head is resting on the ground. Slow control down. Abs tight. Chest up. Oh, yeah. Back and forth. There we go. Slowly lower both the dumbbells and the legs at the same time, but keep that chest on point. Big old burner here today. Keep those abs squeezed down and in. Drive up strong. Do not rest yet. Got a few more reps to go. Down and drive right back on up. Down and drive right back on up for 3, 2. Now take it down as slow as you can. And 1. Finish it on up. Oh, yeah. That was good. That was a fun little burner there at the end. Absolutely amazing, amazing work, everybody. Stand tall. Stand proud. 45 minutes chest, back, and abs. Flex them if you got them. Happy Flex Friday today, everybody. Got it done with some bands, some body weight, some DB action. Shoulders feeling good. Spine feels nice, strong, and long. Pecs looking chiseled. That's how we do it. Those abs. Six-pack city, baby. Love it, love it, love it. Take those feet out nice and wide. Turn those palms facing on up towards the sky now. Pull your thumbs out behind you as far as you can. A little inhale through your nose. A little exhale out through your mouth. For 3, 2, 1. Roll shoulders down towards the ground now. Fingertips down towards the ground. Eyes to the back of the room. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. For 3, for 2, and 1. Oh, yeah, that was good. Now take those feet under center. Grab those elbows just like so. Tilt over towards that left side. And tilt over towards that right side. Oh, yeah. Back and forth you go. Now you're going to go on in, rear delt, grab that left hand up over that right elbow, reach around your neck as far as you can. Thank you for joining too, Karen. Have an amazing weekend as well. And then let's go ahead and switch it on up. Right hand over that left elbow, back and forth. See, Corinne, I told you it was going to be intermediate. Amazing, amazing work, everybody. You got it done here today. You're looking absolutely fantastic, feeling absolutely fantastic. Got you strong as possible. Got those abs on point, the pecs, the backside for sure. Lengthen and strengthen in the most amazing way. Great job, Addie, as well. Everyone else that joined us live in this class, absolutely amazing work. All you on-demanders taking it later, y'all rock as well. Thank you for crushing it on the Chris Ryan Fitness app. Keep all those reviews going into the Team Chris Ryan Fitness Community Facebook page, as well as on the app stores for both Apple and Google. Thank you. And join us live next week. Got a ton of fun live classes coming your way next week, starting on Monday evening. Little double header there for you on Monday evening, starting at 6 p.m. East Coast time, I believe. But as always, check the app. Don't trust this, trust the app. That's right. Here we go, everybody. Have an amazing rest of your weekend, or amazing start to your weekend, rather. And we'll see you next week. Crush some on-demands this weekend as well.